Is the Express Pass worth getting at Epic Universe? Now, I'm going to be honest. I 100% agree. It is a very pricey experience to be able to get the Express Pass because you have to buy the Express Pass on top of your park tickets, and the Express Pass actually costs more than the park tickets themselves. However, let me explain why I do think that they are worth it, especially if you only have one day to visit Epic Universe. Now, I do want to be fully transparent. I 100% think you could get everything done in Epic Universe without the Express Pass, but my reason for buying the Express Pass was because we're already spending this much money anyway to take this trip. I want to go on and spend a little bit more so that I'm able to fully maximize all the money that I did spend just to go to Epic Universe in the first place. I wanted the Express Pass to basically guarantee that we could get every ride and every attraction done in Epic Universe, but do it at a more leisurely pace and still be able to kind of slow down and just take in and visually look at everything and experience everything that this park has to offer, whether that's going to get more snacks or watching the shows, doing the magic wand stuff at Harry Potter World, or doing the power bands at Nintendo World. I wanted to be able to get through the entire day and not just have to rush from ride to ride trying to cram everything in, and the Express Pass allowed us to do that. Typically, I'm showing the Mario line queue here as well as the Yoshi's Adventure, but all of the line queues that we did with the Express Pass were more or less the same. We were basically walking on or getting straight to like the pre-show area with all of our Express Pass attractions. We never waited more than like 5 minutes versus the posted wait times for most of these rides were an hour or above, and we were able to just basically walk on. So again, I think you could get all the rides done in Epic Universe and maybe even the shows without it, but you're going to have to rush from attraction to attraction. I feel like you're not going to be able to fully enjoy the lands and what they have to offer. You're going to spend more time in line, which I did not want to do. So I 100% think if you can only do one day in Epic Universe, and especially if it's your first time visiting, get the Express Pass so you can do everything, and then you even have time to go back and do the things that you liked a second time. If you're doing more than one day at Epic Universe, I think you could get away without the Express Pass for sure, but I wanted to maximize the one day that we had. The rides that are included on the Express Pass include Hiccup's Wing Glider, Mario Kart, Stardust Racers, Fire Drill, Yoshi's Adventure, Monsters Unchained, The Curse of the Werewolf, and Constellation Carousel. And both of the shows are included on the Express Pass as well. What's not included on the Express Pass are Donkey Kong Minecart Madness, Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry, and Dragon Racer Rally. Epic Universe has the locker system dialed in. All the lockers at Epic Universe use facial recognition to be able to open and rent a locker. Plus, the lockers are seamlessly integrated into the line queue, so you don't even have to go out of the way to store your belongings. And all of these lockers are free to use. To walk from Stella Nova to Epic Universe, you're going to go out the hotel doors, go right, you're going to follow this path down, cross over the street right here, continue down the path till you get to the stoplight, and cross this main road at the crosswalk. It's a short 7-minute walk. If you're coming to Epic Universe and plan on going to Nintendo World, should you get a power band, and are they worth it? I'm going to be honest, this was something I was extremely skeptical about. I had no desire to buy a power band before we planned this trip. I even told my buddies, I was like, nah, I'm not going to get one. I'll probably get a Harry Potter one, but I don't plan on picking up the power band. And I am so glad that we decided to do it. We looked and we're watching some videos and stuff the night before. We decided to go down, buy one. We picked one up at City Walk for $45, and they are so worth it. I think if you're coming to Nintendo World and really just want to get that full experience, the power bands make it so much more immersive, so much more interactive, and beyond just punching the blocks and collecting coins and things like that, it opens up like other areas of the park, like this area that we're at right here. You could walk through this without a power band, but it would be extremely boring. The power band lets you walk through this whole entire extra experience, playing mini games, basically like real life Mario Party. You collect coins, stamps, trophies, and if you collect 3 keys, there's 5 different key games, but you can collect 3 keys. It allows you to go fight Baby Bowser as well, which is a whole fun game in itself. So by getting the power band at Super Nintendo World, you just unlock so many more extra experiences and things to do in Nintendo World that you couldn't do without them. So definitely think they're worth the price of $45. We wound up each picking one up. If you were coming with a family of kids, like you could get your kids one, you could all share it, and as long as somebody in your party collects all the keys, you could all go and participate in the Baby Bowser game. This all syncs up to your phone in the Universal app. and it's just so much fun. It really just adds that layer of immersion to the Nintendo world, and something we definitely like. We spent the majority of our early park admission playing the Power Band games, and if you do pick them up, that's what I'd recommend doing. Everybody else is running and rope dropping rides, so all the Power Band stuff was basically free game in the morning. Then it does get a little more crowded in the afternoon, and then at night it dies back down again. So definitely the early park admission, then later in the day, that's the best time to use the Power Bands, but they're 100% worth it. They're just so much fun, and it's definitely something, if we go back, we will use again, do again, because there's still more activities and things that we haven't done yet. So definitely recommend picking one up. I think it's well worth the price tag. Did you know if you have a refillable cup or you're getting a Coke out of the freestyle machines at Epic Universe, 3 of the worlds have their own exclusive sodas that you can only try in each park. Celestial Park has Celestial Spritz, Berg has Dragon Splash, and then Dark Universe has Screaming Berry. The one in Dark Universe is definitely my favorite, but they're all good. Give them all a try. Now, for the rides that are not on the Express Pass, or if you don't have the Express Pass, my advice is if you're willing and able to, take the single rider's line, because in most cases, it's going to significantly reduce the amount of wait time you have to wait for each attraction. If you are prone to motion sickness, will Monsters Unchained give you trouble? Honestly, this was a ride I was super nervous about because my wife is very sensitive to motion sickness, and I'm learning the older I get, I have a little bit more of an issues with it. Also, the day before we came to Epic Universe, we were at Islands of Adventure and we rode Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, and that ride absolutely ruined our day. It made us both so sick. We really couldn't ride anything else, and just even though we used to love it and ride it all the time, it completely ruined the day for us and made us so nauseous. And Monsters Unchained operates off of the same system. So will it give you motion sickness issues as well? I can answer this and say absolutely not. They have truly finessed and figured out how to make this type of ride system work really well. The ride is so smooth. It's not all jerky and janky like Forbidden Journey is, where it's like jerking you real quick into these fast positions. Monsters Unchained is very smooth, very comfortable. It doesn't feel quite as claustrophobic. You don't have these massive screens in front of you as well that mess with your vision and give you that motion sickness. Everything that pops in front of you is animatronics, and it's kind of further away from you, so it just doesn't feel as motion sickness inducing. So don't let this little pre-show scare you off, because this is not at all how the ride goes. It's really just there for the pre-show. This is not what the ride actually does. We've both found it very enjoyable. The story is really good, and this honestly wound up being both of one of our favorite rides in the park. I definitely put this as a solid number 2 right behind Ministry of Magic. Like I said, my wife is very prone to motion sickness. She had no issues. I had no issues as well. I could have easily gotten off this and hopped right back on it again. What other rides are you worried about motion sickness in Epic Universe? Comment down below and I'll let you know how they are. Monsters Unchained was a ride I was not even initially excited for, but the more I read about this ride, the more I heard about it, about just the Dark Universe area in general, the more excited and pumped I was for this ride. But again, I went in with the initial very low expectations, and this ride absolutely blew me away, and it's easily one of my top 2 favorite rides in the park, and it's a strong contender for number 1. This ride is so good. From the line queue, you walk in, the castle, the effects, everything. It's just really cool and immerses you into this Frankenstein story. And then the ride itself is phenomenal. It's not going to make you motion sick if you're somebody that gets motion sick. It doesn't really have any big drops, and it's not fast moving. It's a very slow moving ride, but it's super immersive and just takes you in this really cool story that is so good. I think they could make a movie just from this ride alone. And the ride itself is just so cool. I definitely think this ride might scare the pants off of some smaller children, but any adults are going to absolutely enjoy this ride. The great thing is also it gets you in the AC for the line queue as well as the ride, so it does get you out of the heat. And with that line queue, another great thing for this ride is it does typically seem to hold a much lower wait time than the majority of rides in Epic Universe, making it easy to do it again and again and get you multiple rides in a day. But overall, this ride is just phenomenal. One of the coolest rides I've ever ridden, and you're going to absolutely love it. The Mario Kart ride. Oh my goodness, this ride is just absolutely pure nostalgia for any old school Nintendo fans, any Mario Kart fans. Getting to walk through the line queue and see the trophies in real life and the Bowser statues and getting to be in the castle, it is just so cool. absolutely just pure nostalgia overload and made me so, so happy. Then as for the ride itself, it's a very slow moving ride, which you would not expect from Mario Kart, but I think it's very well done. You're getting to drive your Mario Kart. You're kind of working as a team versus driving your own individual kart. Everybody has to steer the cart together. You use the buttons to fire objects and different things. But the thing that's different about the ride, and it took us a little bit to get kind of used to the game, is instead of shooting at the other Mario Kart riders, you're shooting at basically like the Bowser enemies instead of just everybody on the track. Your goal is to get so many coins to be able to win the race. And then I think the real key here to the game is you want to aim with your eyes and look everywhere, not just directly in front of you. You look with your head and your eyes, and that's where your shots are going to go when you press the button, because the game aspect is a little weird. I would have thought the ride would have been a little bit different, but as a whole, I think just the nostalgia factor of getting to visit all these iconic Mario Kart tracks is so, so cool and really fun. And then once you figure out the game aspect, it does make it more fun as well. I really, really enjoyed this one. It wasn't my favorite in the park, but I did enjoy it as a whole, and it's definitely one that I would like to ride again. If you do have a power band as well, you can sync it up. You press your power band to the steering wheel, and it's going to save your coins. You're going to earn stamps, all those Mario Kart rewards. And so I think that's just a great other interactive aspect to it as well that kind of immerses you more into the Mario Kart game and into Super Nintendo world as a whole. I really like this one. I think if you're motion sick, you could still do it. My wife is super prone to motion sickness. She didn't have any issues with it. I've also heard if you are on it and you do start to feel motion sick, just pop the glasses off and that'll help you as well. The glasses are magnetic and just stick to the Mario visor that you wear for the ride. Yoshi's Adventure is absolutely adorable for any adults that are older fans of the Yoshi games or the Mario games, as well as I think this ride is going to be a huge hit with kids. It's absolutely adorable from the ride itself to the line queue theming. It's really cool. It's a very slow moving ride. So definitely don't go into this thinking it's going to be something crazy. That's again why I think it's going to be a hit with smaller kids for sure. And it does have a game aspect as well, where as you're going through the ride, you're searching for these eggs. You got to hit the corresponding buttons. We actually missed the instructions going through the Express Pass line, so we had no idea what we were doing, but it was still really fun. And if you have a power band, this can earn you some stamps. It syncs up with the power band automatically just by you hitting the button. So that's another really fun feature as well. I definitely wouldn't ride this in the peak of the day when it's super, super hot, because it is slow moving and you're going to be exposed to the heat. But in the early morning or the evening, I think this one's really fun, and it gives you a really great view of Nintendo World, and it just kind of takes you around and gives you a great overlook. This isn't one I would want to wait for a super long time, but if the lines are short or you have smaller children, this is a great option. This was the best food, not only that we ate at Epic Universe, but the best food at Universal we ate on our entire trip. Welcome to the Blue Dragon. It is so, so delicious. It is currently reservation only, but we didn't make our reservations till like midday. We had no trouble getting a reservation. We got right in, and just from the moment you walk in, it is absolutely stunning. It looks beautiful in here. It's got a very cool and unique feel. And then the food is really, really good. The portion sizes are big. We actually got 2 entrees and an appetizer, and we could have easily split an entree. And I also think for the quality and the size of the food, you're definitely getting your money's worth. And it was cheaper than I thought it would come out being. I think total with tip and everything, we were just under $80. But for this quality food at a theme park, I was very, very impressed. And I would eat here again 100%. This cafe is so cool and delicious. The aesthetics are just absolutely stunning. Welcome to 1920s Paris. The dining is beautiful, and just looking everywhere in here was one of the coolest experiences. Just being in here, it is such a beautifully designed restaurant, and then the food is really good as well. This is where you're going to get those super viral butterbeer crepes. They are delicious. They are super, super sweet though, so be prepared. What I actually wound up doing was definitely make sure you get a bite of everything with the strawberries, and I wound up dumping some other berries on it as well. We also tried the croissant supreme, and we had a banana Nutella petite crepe. It was really good as well. Even though it is for children, it's still a good size portion, so that is another option if you are an adult wanting a crepe. What do you want to know about Epic Universe? From the foods to the rides to the different worlds, comment your questions about Epic Universe, whether you're getting ready to go or looking to go. What do you want to know about this theme park?